The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. Ultimate.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
He's in a great spot. He's in a perfect spot. Yes, his massive head has blocked everything. That was a huge play, but we have seen none of it. Finny, he's done it.
Hello and the warmest welcome to a Masters women's game. We have Calypso Master from Colombia taking on jinX from Germany. Featured on the stream previously, my name is Rachel Toshnerova and I am joined by wonderful sunny conditions here in sunny, sunny Limerick. A little bit of wind, gusts of wind. The players will need to deal with that, but I don't think they will mind too much, Etienne. We've seen worse this week, haven't we?
We've actually seen jinX yesterday played a game against Samsung from Singapore in the poorest weather condition possible. There was winds, there was rain, there was everything you can think of, and still they were able to score their first win of the tournament. So looking forward for an exciting game between those two teams.
So Colombians take on the Germans. Germans with a very short roster for this game. They had a short one to start with. To this game they will only have 13 players total, so just 6 subs on the sideline. But sometimes I find that an advantage, really, because that just means that you really don't get called on the sideline. You stay in the game and have a bit more, have a better chance to build energy with the other teammates, kind of finding your gel on the field.
And considering these teams are midway through a week-long tournament and it is their first game of the day, I'm sure they will have full of energies in their legs.
It only takes a little bit of sun to add energy to your veins.
And just to show how much energy they have, they're even helping us securing the tent from the gust of wind. So thank you very much, jinX, for your very, very helpful support.
Master women started off with 2 pools where they where jinX was rather to the bottom of the pool, but we streamed them yesterday and they were able to get that first win against Samsui from Singapore. Stat leaders for jinX will be Grote, Hurling, and Mittag. And here comes the first pull. jinX starting on offense. Jordan swings the disc wide to Mitrach. Seems like Calypso will rely on their zone to generate turnovers. Here's a little wobble, but the disc is safe with Mitrach. Jordan goes to the side to Tesh. Tesh, one of the more conservative handlers for this jinX side. Mitrach looking for options downfield now. They take 4 handlers back to work around the disc. Míle is added to the mix.
Great disc movement by jinX. Just earning their yardage one step at a time against Calypso zone.
I think Míle should actually be on the other side of the pitch, as it seems that she's a lefty and will need to put up difficult backhands into the wind. And here's a big forehand from her, curving around the defender, but great awareness by Calypso to get a hand on that.
First turnover of the game, first break opportunity for the Colombian squad.
That was number 7, Alvarez with the D.
So tough position to put the disc back into play for Calypso.
They are in that coffin corner, but they will be going downwind. Here is Ayala. And the disc just out of reach of Vargas, who tries her best, stretching her arm out, but a second chance for jinX. Jordan with the pickup. Tries to go directly to the middle, but instead decides for the upline. Nice grab in the traffic by Tesh. And there seems to be a call on the field. The player, I think, signaling that Jordan might have been out.
It was a close call.
She is standing on the sideline while she is throwing that disc. Difficult to say. I couldn't catch the start of the replay to see whether that was due to a travel or if she indeed caught the disc on the line already. Now the game advisor pointing to Jordan that she can really step fully into the field as the out of bounds line is out of bounds. Here's Hurling. Looking for options. She puts up a big backhand into the end zone. It's caught, but unfortunately out of bounds. Not a bad option with the stall count getting high.
Number 3 from jinX, Erling. Look forward to for that player. She's a tireless cutter, very, very intense.
Huge boot by Colorado will be defended by jinX, and they quickly move the other way, not allowing Calypso to set up their zone D. Here's Hurling with a big backhand into the end zone, and that's a score by Tesh. First score by jinX. That is an offensive hold for them. Again, Hurling getting absolutely super importantly active for jinX. She is one of the founders of this jinX teams. I had a chance to chat with her earlier, have lots of fun facts from her on this jinX team. We will get back to them when there is a little bit of a break in the game. But a nice offensive hold for jinX. A few turnovers in the mix, but the defense getting it right back. I think the Germans with a little bit of a height advantage over this Calypso team, but then again, Calypso having a wider roster to work with, which might make a difference in the later stages of the game.
So we mentioned the intensity of number 3, Erling from jinX on the field. The way she cuts, never gets tired. But I had the opportunity to see her on the dance floor last night, and let me tell you, she is as intense on the dance floor that she is on the ultimate court.
So a slightly shorter pull from jinX, responding with a zone defense of their own. Calypso looking for option. He's a nice backhand to the open space, but unfortunately Correa, despite the layout effort, the disc just bouncing off her hands. Here is Mitak. Her throws have been quite irreplaceable for jinX. All the way to the other side to Kong, and that's a low disc into traffic. And Calypso with the second chance.
Zone defense by jinX.
And they give the disc back to jinX on a miscommunication, and Mitak with the score from Míle with the assist. jinX take a first break in this game as they go up 2-0 over Calypso Master.
Very, very quick transition by jinX, just intercepting that pass, and 2 dishes later, they scored their first break point of the game, taking a 2-0 lead early in this first half. So we mentioned at the beginning of this webcast how jinX have earned in a fierce battle their first win of this tournament yesterday against Samsoy from Singapore. And so far the weather was fairly fine for all those athletes, but now it seems that Mother Nature wants to challenge jinX once again with gustoms winds and rain here in Limerick, Ireland.
Pretty big pull from jinX. Calypso with a 4-handler setup to be able to work around the jinX zone. A nice centering pass to Londoño. Goes to Simpson. Now they get things moving. And here is the beautiful opener to Alvarez. She got a D earlier in the game. And now on the near sideline with Escobar. Colorado with Simpson, but Simpson unfortunately didn't check her feet and will be called out of bounds. Here's Jordan with a big backhand, but I think Simpson got a hand on that, but a foul call will return the disc to the hands of Jordan.
For any of you who might be less familiar with the ultimate rules, whenever the player has 1 foot on the line, line is considered out. So if you catch it and one of your foot touches the line, you are out and it's a turnover.
And here is a big around to Tesh and an excellent second effort attempt by jinX, but unfortunately that will be a turnover. And another chance for Calypso. A high release, cheeky backhand to Simpson. Nice parallel movement and a good backhand through the cup to Heredia. Heredia sporting a visor, just like the majority of this Colombian team. Here is Heredia one more time, looking for the continuation. Seems like jinX will transition into match defense. Heredia gets the disc again. She sends it for a wobble, but collected. Big backhand, forehand fake. Seems like there is the break side throw, and here is the score. That is Colorado for the first score for Calypso.
Calypso just did a good display of how they can handle the disc upwind against jinX zone defense. So they were very, very patient, waiting for the opportunities, not leaving the stall going too high. Great point by Calypso, closing the gap by only 1, still trailing 1-2.
Thanks everyone for tuning in into our YouTube chat. We are at the WFDF YouTube channel all week long We have some jinX fans saying best wishes to jinX, go jinX, but also Calypso fans, our friends from Desde la Línea, vamos Calypso, las mejores. And yet jinX keep on trucking. Please do interact with us in the chat. We check the comments once in a while on the stream. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what players we should look out for. And a huge pull from Calypso all the way to the back of the jinX end zone. Will that apply additional pressure? Riedel goes to side to Mittag. Back to Riedel. Riedel goes sideways to Kong. Now they break through the cup. Here's a big backhand. Unfortunately out of reach. Mittag winding up for a maybe longer shot. Simpson picks up immediately, puts a big backhand. Riedel is not in a very good position to get there. And Restrepo, just shy of the end zone, goes back to Simpson. Simpson looking into the break side, doesn't take it. And here is a think of beauty leading pass into the end zone. Calypso respond with a break of their own, and we are back on serve at the end.
What an amazing handling job that Taylor Simpson just had to execute in order to provide her team their first break point of the game, tying it to 2s. That was an amazing flick going cross court to reach number 77, Daniela Restrepo.
Let's have a look at that again. Great visionary pass, putting it just high enough so that the defense would have no chance on it. And I believe that was Restrepo again. First she got the gainer and then the score.
Taylor Simpson, 31 years young, acting as an offensive handler, right-handed. So good way to respond by Calypso. They got scored the first 2 points and they just responded by scoring an offense hold and a break point.
A nice floaty pull by Colorado. Will be picked up by Jordan for jinX. Tesh now. jinX moving sideways. Szychowicz. Back to Mittag. Looking for the holes in the cup. Jordan again to Mittag. Müller, sorry. jinX opting for the swinging game around the first cup, trying to tire out the Colombians without using too much effort in terms of running. Jordan will go back to Müller. Müller now getting trapped on the sideline. Has Jordan for the downwind pass, doesn't take it. They keep going around. Tesh.
Great patience by jinX. Still looking for the hole. And here's the turnover, miscued between number 99, targeting Sylvia Jordan. Quick transition by Calypso.
And that was a great response by Calypso. That's another break for them, and that is unfortunate for jinX. I don't think they had enough time to really recover after that thrown away dump. And they do seem a little bit tired, which obviously makes sense. And it seems like they will be calling a timeout just to recover and not to let the 2 breaks in a row by Calypso get into their heads. So as the teams huddle up, we will leave you with a little word from our sponsors.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. Ultimate.tv.
Welcome back after a timeout at Pitch 1. We are witnessing one of the last games of Women's Masters Pool B between jinX from Berlin, Germany and Calypso Masters from Colombia. The game was off to a quick start. The first few points the teams were just trading. Calypso now with 2 breaks to their record and jinX find themselves on offense again. We will have number 42 Kaufmann with a big gainer. Riedel now has the disc in the middle. Goes sideways to Mittag. Mittag with a big shot into the end zone for Hurling! And Hurling reads it greatly for the score. An important offensive hold for Germany. Hurling making sure that she sees the disc going over the head of her defender. Then it sails over her own head, but she manages to turn around, slides for that one-handed grab, and that's a score for jinX. Let's see that on the replay again. Riedel going sideways to Mittag, and Mittag has that forehand gun. Hurling recognizing the trajectory of the disc and gets low for the grab. That's a score for jinX.
That was an amazing focus by number 3, which she gives her team their 3rd point, and she's just stopping Calypso's momentum, which have scored the last 3 points. So we have a tie game still in the first half.
Hurling will stay on for the next point and puts up a ripper of a backhand for the pull. As Calypso go the other way. Big fakes thrown from Builes. And here's a high disc intercepted by Illman. She goes immediately to Jordan. Jordan winds up for the backhand. She has two receivers underneath, and it will be Hurling who comes down with it again in the end zone, making her 4 kids back in Berlin, Germany so proud. So is her husband Toby. Exciting stuff from jinX. Quick break. They regain the lead 4-3.
Hurling really shows some great leadership on the field by her energy, by her commitment and her engagement into this game so far. She really owns the end zone by scoring the last 2 points for jinX. They're now taking back the lead 4-3.
More Ultimate fans joining from Colombia. We have Monica. We have our friends from Desde la Línea. Keep them comments coming. And here's another pull. Mittag, this time for jinX. Builes will pick up. 43 years old, has been playing for 18 years out of Medellin. She's a researcher, and we're saying hi to the fans. Her daughter, her mom and dad and sisters. She's working with Gutierrez in the handling space. Oh, here's a nice pop through the middle to Alfonso. Alfonso now swinging wide to Gutierrez. Oh, and a wobble on the sideline as Espitia was trying to check her feet, making sure she was staying in bounds. And jinX with another chance to break, which could be big. Mittag tries to center the disc immediately, has nothing. Goes with the high release backhand to Tesh. Tesh with a forehand to Huyn. But unfortunately a wobble returns the disc to the hands of Calypso. Gutierrez. Builes on the sideline. Nice gainer. Low save by Correa. Now they move quickly to Escobar. Escobar sends it down the sideline, and this one is, again, a little too high for the intended receiver.
Calypso had a great momentum in this last instance, really moving the disc very well on short pass, but unfortunately miscuing towards the end zone.
And here was a huge put, I believe, by Riedel for Tesh, but even the tall frame for Tesh couldn't stop the Colombian defense. That positioned themselves well to defend that disc, and they again go the other way. Gonzalez gets off the dump. Swing it to Gutierrez. Builes will have to go backwards. Oh, and here's a nice gainer. Escobar fakes the deep backhand, doesn't take it. But there's Espitia with a low forehand. Correa knocking on the doorstep. Here's a nice forehand and one-handed grab by Espitia. A pick call will stop the play.
Calypso in a great position in the red zone right now. They need to remain patient in order to potentially take a 2-point lead, scoring their second break point in a row.
Espitia with that pass to the end zone, intercepted by none other than Sabrina Mittag. She's been a great defensive force, but had to step out in a O handler role here for the short roster of jinX. Riedel picks up as Calypso stick with match D. Here's a very, very big shot all the way across the field, but out of reach of both Tesh and Kong.
Great attempt by jinX handler. She was really trapped in the corner with the win. It was a tough position to be in.
And Builes looks for the quick score, sort of towards the break side, but luckily for jinX, Huyn gets in the way. And here is a big, big forehand. There is a Calypso defender underneath. Riedel gives it a try, and two more jinX players underneath, but none of them are able to come down with it. And here's Calypso moving the other way. Escobar now to Espitia. Espitia with a nice break to Builes. She goes down the line to Gutierrez, and here's a big put, flick forehand, curving into the end zone. And I had the view blocked. So it seems like
Number one, I believe, will act as a translator to make sure the two players can discuss about the foul call from the Calypso player, Correa.
seems like Correa is saying that she felt some kind of contact as she was trying to reach up for that throw. You'll have a good look on the replay. Here is a touch from the jinX defender.
From this perspective, it seems like it was a clean D, but let's see how they resolve this foul call. So once again, good job by Calypso making their way into the red zone. They just need to convert, and you know, the intuition would say that when you're in the red zone, well, you have most of the job done, but no, the toughest part of the job remains, because there's not much room to work on, and there's still 14 players fighting for it.
Of course, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time into our stream, we do have our chat on subscribers mode only, so please make sure that you hit that subscribe button to be able to join the discussion in the chat. Hit us up with some fun facts about the players. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what players you're cheering for. We are more than happy to pass those greetings on. And in the meantime, we see a game advisor, which has nothing to do with a game observer, getting involved in the discussion. The players are free to ask to ask the game advisor's perspective, which they can offer if they had a good one. They are also there to help you with the interpretation of rules or clarification of what the rule actually is. However, they have zero final decision power, as it always is up to the players to decide how the situation will be solved in the end. And it seems like it will just go back. We will take one step back, and that is Gutierrez with the disc for Calypso.
Colombian team about 15 yards shy of their 5th point in this game.
Escobar throwing in big fakes. And here's a wobble on the catch. Another chance for jinX. Riedel picks up. Goes sideways to Mittag. Riedel gets it again, swings it wide. Here's a big backhand for Tesh, but a little too high for her. Little too much fluff on that backhand to the break side.
That's unfortunate for jinX because their disc movement did not allow Calypso to set up their zone, so they had great momentum, but unfortunately, turnover.
Boiles. And that's another wobble now, giving... Oh, and that's just one quick pass away. Mittag this time with the score from Kong. And that's another break for jinX. They go up 5-3 early in this game. We see them cheering the team name jinX. Etienne, you wouldn't have an idea about where the jinX name came from, would you?
I actually don't know.
Did you see what their team logo is? Did you see their little picture on the jerseys?
I honestly did not pay attention to that.
It's a Scorpio. It's a Scorpio. Does that ring a bell? No? Doesn't help as a reference?
I'm sorry, it doesn't, and maybe it should, but it
no,
does
that's
not.
okay. I'm here to help out anytime.
Please help me.
So apparently, as the original Berlin team was looking for a teammate after they were finally able to not separate, but let's say play on their own, just the players from Berlin in the indoor division, where you obviously need much less players than outdoors. They went to the cinema to see the James Bond movie, Tomorrow
Never Dies.
Yes, that one. And as they were leaving the cinema, they saw the poster with Halle Berry, who was at that time the Bond girl, and in the movie was called
jinX.
That's right. And with the opening scene that has lots of Scorpios on a desk or something, they were looking for a team name for quite some time, and as they left the cinema, this was it just clicked. It just clicked, and they chose it as their team name. Together with the Scorpio as the symbol. And here is Calypso, who managed to hold on to the disc for long enough to make it all the way to the end zone. And that's a clean offensive hold for Calypso. That is 77 with the score. Daniela Restrepo.
So Calypso reducing the gap by only one with a great disc possession, and I got to mention also what a great storytelling you just did, right, Rachel, with that jinX. Now we all know where the jinX name is coming from, so thanks to Miss Halle Berry for acting so well in that James Bond movie.
Of course, jinX developing from that small indoor Berlin team into a European powerhouse. The jinX current women's team took the Bologna Elite invite earlier this spring. They also did really well, I believe, at Tom's Tourney, and are continuing on to WCC in July to Cincinnati, US.
And speaking of powerhouse, I would just like to highlight how much the Colombian ultimate scene have grown in the last 10 years or so, especially on the women's side. They are just one of the power nation in this sport.
Absolutely, and I believe there will be some players on this team who have contributed to the development of Colombian Ultimate and they get ready for some nice match D. Here's a wide open receiver for jinX, backing, centers to Mittag. Mittag with a nice continuation pass to Riedel. Riedel winds up for the backhand, but it is just not far enough. Chance for Calypso to score a break.
Weather-wise, there's no rain for now, but still significant gusts of wind over the field.
jinX come out in the zone. Escobar goes backwards. She's looking for options now. Forced to dump the disc. Here is a nice, well, what could have been a visionary pass, but the wind, unfortunately, a bit too strong. Yeah, decided otherwise. Riedel picks up. Fakes the big backhand inside. She does take it, but to the other side. Great grab by Mittag to save the disc. She will have Riedel going up line. Can she hit her? Yes, she can. There's Riedel with the score. Excellent offensive hold by jinX, staying up 6-4 over Calypso.
Riedel having an amazing sense of the field where her teammate are. She just executed twice on the last sequel. A pass is a backhand pass going sideways in the space just in front of the defender. And then in the last, and for the point, she just went backhand and then busted up the line in order to secure jinX's 6th point of the game.
Great leading pass to Mittag and the nice safe grab as she steps around for the backhand. Goes directly for the end zone. Great stuff from jinX, but we can't really say that some of them are going to be having a good game, because there's so few of them that they will either all have a good game and win, or they won't. Back to the action on the field. Here is a huge gainer to the far sideline from Calypso. Simpson will be working with Colorado. And another wobble on the catch. That is unfortunate. They were doing pretty well moving through the cup of jinX.
And jinX now midfield grade in a great position to take advantage and potentially score another break point.
Jordan gets it off to Müller. Müller with a huge bit into the end zone, and it's whirling again with the stats leading, and another point to her name. 7-4, jinX from Berlin go up over Calypso from Colombia.
Erling amazingly quick, and she has an amazing timing, making herself open for her handlers. So still, once again, what an impactful player for jinX. And considering, as you very well mentioned, their small roster, having a good game for jinX player is not an option. They need to be there and be engaged and doing great stuff on the field, which so far they have performed very well.
It seems like the teams will go into a timeout, and I will make sure to take this opportunity to go through your comments in the chats. Keep them coming. We love them. We will see you on the other side.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We are back after a timeout in this Masters women's game. jinX Germany taking on Calypso Master from Colombia. Calypso suffered a couple of breaks from jinX in the last part of the game, so they now find themselves on offense again. They fake a big backhand, but now Whitmer has it in the middle. Here's a great save. The disc, the player signaling that the disc wobbled off her shoe, so in fact it wasn't really down. Now this would be a good situation to just have a look at the replay. You will have a chance to judge for yourself. Here's the wobble. It does seem like it hit the shoe, but the players are allowed to have a look at the replay if they want. Or else ask the game advisor, who might or might not have had the perspective. So it might be the easy solution, to send the disc back. Whitmer, of course, the founder of the Ultimate Athlete Project. We've highlighted Tim Morrill previously for his work that he's done in the athletic training. And Whitmer will have, if not bigger than the same, here's a big put from Mittag. Players underneath. jinX come down with it. No call. And here's an inside break that's floating up. Lots of players underneath. And a great grab by jinX. And that's another break for them. It was Kong with the throw, I believe, and Huynh with the score.
I don't think the handler expected that disc to go that high up in the sky, but still it landed into a receiver's hand, which had a great reading of this very unusual disc path. Still, jinX taking the first half 8-4 with another break point, their fourth of the half.
So just like that, we go into half. Thank you so much for engaging in the comments. We have so many fans for Calypso. So even though they fell behind a couple of points in the first half, the energy and love from their fans might help them push a little bit back in the second half. We have seen Calypso break jinX, so they do have the ability, but they will have to start pretty early, I would say, as jinX, with their short roster, will be looking forward to keep pushing and make this game as short as possible. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rachel Toshnerova, and I am here with
Etienne Fournier.
We will see you right after the half.
The ultimate things in life are free, and we're keeping it that way. Subscribe to keep up with the latest games, tournaments, and community content. Share it with your team and friends, and drop a like to help spread Ultimate to more people. Spread the word, spread the love. LB.TV.
Bichon picks up, and they've got a short field. They've got another goal. It's tied up at 12. I cannot believe what I'm seeing
Can
here.
Lola Dam chase that one down? That is a score for Hasliger Elferkel. Fantastic run by Julia Love.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge.
And we believe that requires knocking down the paywall.
We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch, and we want them to go viral.
When you become a member, you enable us to improve our working relationships with tournament organisers, events and federations.
And you'll help us to produce live stories for Ultimate fans, and to generate new fans with our enhanced content.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts, and we want to bring you coverage on a more consistent basis. We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Ciao ragazzi, support the community.
Let's subscribe Ulti TV. There's lots of the videos, posting, everything. Check it out. They are the best one. Woo!
you want to grow Ultimate Sports, become a member of UltiTV.
Regardez UltiTV. Deviens un membre d'UltiTV et fais grandir ta communauté.
Top UltiTV بالمه erogen kime Ultimate of Andromeda.
Si quieres ayudar a UltiTV, puedes ser miembro de UltiTV.
Everyone follow Ulti.tv on Instagram, on YouTube. They've got everything.
Best content.
Like their pictures if you love free speech. Just do it.
We're counting on you.
Bli medlem på UltiTV.
Became member.
Ulti.tv.
Mamma mia.
Contribue au développement d'Ultimate avec UltiTV.
Like and subscribe. UltiTV, the best in the world.
We want to grow Ultimate.
We want to grow Ultimate. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We have our signature style 2-camera setup,
with thousands of hours of experience.
And our crew is globally dispersed to facilitate coverage everywhere around the world. We can also scale back our broadcast with just one elevated camera, or scale up with 2 fields, 2 cameras, and 2 commentators on each.
We work with local teams and we all have the same mission, to grow the sport and bring it to new people by providing live coverage and news stories.
Become a member today on our Patreon page.
And fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories, ideas and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Welcome back to the World Ultimate Masters Club Championship. We are in Limerick, the most Irish city out of all Ireland. It's promised to be a sunny, sunny Limerick that welcomes you with 1,000 welcomes. I would love to give you the Irish translation of that saying. However, the only few Irish words I actually know are quite useless, Etienne, in this setting.
They might be very useful in the pub, but maybe not in this setting.
Really? I only know the word madra.
Madra. Is it like mom? Or
you would think so, but it is actually a dog.
A dog. I was not even close.
That is okay. We have a women masters game on the stream right now. 2 great teams, a nice international flair to this game. Germany's jinX out of Berlin taking on Calypso from Colombia. The jinX team have a very short roster for this game with only 6 subs, yet they've been able to manage to come streaking at the start of the game. Calypso did get 1 break on them, but then jinX really turned on the engines and scored several breaks in a row, taking the half 8-4.
And so far, I'd like to highlight number 3, GST Hurling contribution to her team. She's just a powerhouse in regards of cutting, very, very intense and engaged into everything she does on the field. And she has so far had an amazing impact on this game output, giving her team an 8-4 lead after 1 half.
So jinX so far has had only 1 win in the Pool B, and now they're looking to secure another one, whereas Calypso has 2 wins and 5 losses. So still something to play for. If you want to check out the results for yourselves, because even though I have them in front of me, I am too afraid to make a mistake, please go to results.wfdf.sport/WMUCC, and you can follow your favorite players, their stats, their team results, their spirit scores, all of that. Calypso lose the disc with a high pass, and Mittag picks up for jinX. She goes sideways, and what looked like a dangerous catch by Kong, but here is another floaty forehand from Riedel. Kaufmann tried to get underneath,
I think
but
Kaufmann
she will mark instead.
She was taken off guard. She thought that this was going out of bounds, but the wind just pushed it down, and it might have been within her reach, but
Alfonso trying to secure the catch and keep the disc in her arms, but instead Riedel picks up for jinX again. Mittag with a big backhand, but unfortunately too far for Kong. And here's a nice high release gainer just over the top of the jinX cup. Nice little give and go action from Calypso. Low grab, but a save by Escobar. She passes it to Vargas. And an unfortunate overthrow, or else a miscommunication. Riedel pointing to her team that she needs them closer so that she can put up a big hook. Again, it sails over the head of the receiver, but a second attempt and a score by backing. jinX, start of the second half with an offensive hold, going up 9-4 over the Colombians.
number 20 is the one who caught the disc for the point, but she was not the intended receiver when the number 73 threw that great backhand, but the wind decided otherwise, so it put it out of reach of number 42. But still, jinX hangs in there, scored their 9th point, and it's their 3rd consecutive break point of this game, if you consider the 2 that led to the end of the first half.
I have maybe not mentioned the fact enough that Calypso from Colombia is actually from Medellin, but everyone who follows the Ultimate Athlete Project or the Ultra Results run by Melissa Whitmer, known by many, has played with many as well. I've had several people from our production crew mention that they have played on a team with her. You would be very much aware that she has spent the past few weeks in Medellin preparing for this World Masters with the Calypso team, and will actually run a summer clinic there for players who want to work on their skills, not just physical but mental. Here is she with a wide swing, and here is a great, can they run it down? No, Hoerling gets in the way, smacks it down to the ground. That could have been a great leading pass for Calypso, but instead Jordan picks up for jinX.
I just love Hoerling's reaction. She made the D, but she just kept on sprinting down the field, making herself as a potential target for a long pass.
Great rundown from jinX. The disc is wobbled out of the hand of Szychowicz, who made sure that she is behind the defender to collect it. She will send some of the players from Calypso, like Alvarez, to the original position when the foul occurred. I can't believe Tesh threw that big forehand. She's usually a bit more conservative on the throwing end, and here's Hoerling with another incredible left-handed one grab. It might be contested as not in, so she might take the disc from the sideline. Uncontested out call. Hoerling right on the doorstep. Will she go? No, she will go straight into the end zone, and that is Alena Müller with the score for jinX. And that's another break. Unfortunate for Calypso. They were doing really well against that zone.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hoerling still showing how she can impact the team when it's not scoring the point, while she's having the assist for the point. So, one of the world-class women master player that we have the privilege to witness here today.
And Calypso take a timeout as they suffer another break, really trying to figure out a strategy to improve their performance and stay in this game. And
jinX has scored the last 5 points of this game. If you look at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, 5 consecutive points.
A 4-point difference is nothing that you can't recover from. jinX do have a short roster. They could technically become tired towards the second half of the game. But in any case, we will take a little breather in the commentary booth ourselves. We are back after the timeout. Here we see Melissa Whitmer, the founder of Ultimate Athlete Project. I meant to say that her contribution was at least the same, if not bigger, as Tim Morrill in the athletic preparation of Ultimate players for their performances at different levels, but of course also at this World Masters Club Championship. Here's Calypso with a beautiful shot to the far sideline over the first cup, over the tight match D of jinX. Here is Gonzalez. Goes over to Colorado. Colorado navigating the traffic, but will go sideways to... Now Correa has it. Goes back to Escobar. Escobar with a nice break to Colorado, and Colorado puts up a floaty put, but it's collected beautifully by Espitia. She goes immediately backward to Gonzalez. Gonzalez faking big. They are one set play away of getting into the end zone. Huge fakes by Escobar all over the place. Here is Gutierrez, who goes sideways to Colorado. Colorado fakes the around, but the disc ends up with Espitia. Last third of the game field to go. Calypso decide to go a bit sideways. They finally get somebody in the open side. Oh, and here's a great save right in front of the end zone. That is Escobar faking the hammer, pumping fakes. Can she get the upline from someone? And here's the huge forehand put, and the receiver will read it so well. That's Colorado with the score right on the money over the head of the receiver. And that takes some guts to put a gunshot like that in the end zone. High stall count situation. She did great holding her nerve, and Calypso will score 5 points in this game.
Indeed, a very gutsy throw from Calypso's handler, but I think one opportunity for the Colombian squad would be to be maybe a little more disciplined when they are in the red zone. We've seen a lot of the players just double cutting and just jamming the open space, which actually led to this amazing pass we've just witnessed. But I think they would it would make their life much more easier if they'd be shown a little more discipline in when they are in possession of the disc in the red zone.
I actually love the courageous shot. I don't want anything conservative. I don't want anything boring. Give me more of that. You know, if you're falling behind, you might as well look good on the stream. We have some greetings from Danny out of Medellin. He says, congratulations, Calypso. You're doing amazing. Great representation. So proud of you. Anna Boiles, the best energy and love to you. We also have some love coming from Germany. They say jinX number 18 is a machine. During her holidays in preparation for Limerick, she cycled around Iceland just with her tent and her bike. Wow. Some courage on both sides of these teams. Weiter so, jinX. Wir schicken all unsere positive Energie, says Iris. And we return to the action of the field. Jordan centers for jinX. Tesh with a backhand. And a lefty forehand to Hurling. Hurling has the deep shot ready, but she will go up line. And here's the continuation pass. This time, Calypso defender gets in the way. Good defense and good awareness by Lugo.
jinX did a good job of earning all the yardage along the sideline. good timing in regards of cuts, but unfortunately could not convert.
Now a really tight defense from jinX. A disc goes up in the air. There were so many players underneath. I believe that was Shikovitz who secured the disc in her hands, but obviously lots of contact, and a foul will be called by Manuela Duque.
Some discussions around.
These situations are very difficult to judge because the defender should actually not enter the airspace above the head of the player. We will see a replay.
Tough call. In the meantime, we see number 1 from Calypso, Ana Elena Hueles, who's just getting engaged, more likely acting as a translator. So she's age 43. She's been playing for 18 years from Medellin.
Medellin, yeah. Maria says, eso es, buena que, vamos arriba, arriba. So like we said, lots of fans from both camps pushing their players for their best performances. It seems like the disc will go back, meaning that the foul was most likely contested.
So Calypso taking back the disc at their own goal line. Great pressure by jinX.
Simpson now in their own end zone, looking for lots of options. And another foul call will stop the play. She has a wide open Alvarez down the field, and there is not too much wind. But then on the other hand, Hurling is in the vicinity. Do you want to risk it?
It's all about guts.
And of course, as the disc gets tapped in, the wind increases, and now it seems like there will be another foul call, uncontested. Lots of players around the disc.
You see 4 or 5 dark jerseys around the disc, while Calypso is going backward. Not much room for error for Calypso. Stuck in the corner of the field.
Simpson with a disc. She will have to go over the first cup. And she does. Here's a nice big backhand, but it will be too short for the intended receiver. I think she was trying to hit Lugo. And here is just one pass away. Hurling this time with the assist. And Tesh with the score. jinX getting very loud. Going up 11-5 over Calypso. 58 minutes into the game. We have still about more than 40 minutes of playing time. Etienne, what could Calypso do to work against this tough jinX defense?
Well, they have suffered from a lot of unforced error, which they will have to be a little more on target when they are passing around the disc. And as we mentioned, they might have missed a little discipline. We know we love gutsy throws. We love them. They're doing an amazing show. But still, when you want to come back while trailing by 6 points in the second half, you need to convert every time you reach into the red zone. So I think Calypso, these are the 2 points that Calypso should look after in order to do a potential comeback.
And here they are with a pickup from Colorado. She goes backwards to Escobar. They try to work with a 4-handler set. And here they get a break through the first cup and even a continuation. That is Espitia. Espitia looking for options, goes through the first cup back to Escobar. Escobar fakes the forehand. He's looking for downfield options. A nice high release. Gutierrez. Good big fakes from Gutierrez, really making the jinX cup move. Escobar goes backwards. They keep working together. Not too many options downfield. She She's got Boyless now, but we'll go for the high release. Great grab by Gonzalez.
Calypso.
To the middle to Colorado. And it seems like jinX will be transitioning. And here's a big put into the end zone. Wide open receiver. She reads it well. And that's a score for Calypso, just what they needed. Excellent quick movement through the middle of the field, and then for that long continuation into the end zone. I don't think it's very often that you get commentators to disagree, but like I said, Etienne, while you were opting more for the conservative approach, I really think when you're trailing behind like that, it's very smart to take some gutsy options, just like this one. That was Colorado with the throw, and it is Espitia with the collection in the end zone. Her curly hair swirling in the wind, but how happy must she be to add another one to the scoreboard for Calypso?
And I can only agree with you for that last instance. A great pass on top of jinX defense to reach out for our receiver, which was all by herself in the end zone. So great field awareness from Colorado, from Calypso. Scoring their 6th point, but still trailing by 5.
The nice thing about zone defense is there should usually always be an open player. You just need to figure out where they are and put them in the right position so that you can hit them. And Calypso in that last point did just that. I think they need to keep their eyes not only right behind the first cup and on their handlers, but also in the space further behind, especially going downwind, which is what they would be doing right now if they manage to get the disc off of jinX. The pull was very nice, but unfortunately went out of bounds, and Jordan will walk it to the brick mark.
Great distance for from the puller of Calypso, but yeah, just a few, about 1 yard out of the field.
Tesh with a gainer to Mitrach. Mitrach finds Müller. And Müller with a ripper backhand. This time it's a lefty. Again, so many players underneath, and it will be jinX who come down with it. Couldn't quite get the number there, and it's on the further sideline, but that's an easy score for jinX. Few passes down the line, and a beautiful lefty backhand into space. Defense was close, but unfortunately not close enough.
So the lefty handler, just no hesitation, just rips that backhand in the end zone for the point.
Here we see the huge wind up, making sure the disc curves around. And that was Stephanie Illman with the score.
So Illman still great body positioning because there was a ton of pressure from Calypso defender. Catching the disc with 2 hands to secure jinX 12th point of the game, ahead by 6.
Illman is 32 years old, and she's only been playing for 7 years.
Only 7 years.
One of the late bloomers. One of the late bloomers. Well, she's done a great job. Calypso again on offense. Can we see some more gutsy throws? Yes, we can. Excellent gainer by Colorado. She hits Gutierrez, and they keep continuing. Here is Escobar. Going back to Colorado. Colorado is looking behind that jinX defense. Looking for sneaky options. Gutierrez now has the disc again. She'll reset to Escobar. Gonzalez with huge braids, long braids coming out of her visor. She gets the disc again in the middle. Now that's with lots of pressure from jinX. A great high grab from the hero of the last point, Espitia, and they really did, just on the sideline. Great hold from Calypso.
So jinX playing a matchup defense on this last instant. They've played mainly zone defense throughout, I'd say, half of the first half. And then they decided for some reason to, try something different, go with the matchup defense, which Calypso really took advantage of. I don't see any signs of fatigue from jinX player. They seems to be still very engaged and into this game. Still in the driver's seat right now, leading by 5. And we're slowly but surely heading toward the end of this game.
With still lots of time to go, but jinX really only 3 points away from the point cap. We are playing 100-minute games here at the World Masters Championship.
We have witnessed a few comebacks so far since the beginning of this tournament, so let's see if Calypso can perform one right here, right now.
Yes, we have. And a pull goes up. It seems like jinX will go, for now, downwind. It can change any second. Jordan. A bit of a poachy D from Kalipso. Not necessarily a zone, probably just a poach in the open side, but jinX move it quickly. Here's Mitrach. Wide swing from Jordan to Tesh. Back to Jordan. Wing picking up, Mitrach. Thinks about the forehand, but the disc gets knocked out of hand by the defender.
Once again, great disc movement by jinX, not allowing Calypso zone to set up.
Lovely display of spirit. Jordan working with Mitrach. Big fakes. Jordan tries to swing it, doesn't find her target. But here is a crazy lefty forehand, whirling for the save on the second attempt. That woman is just incredible. Mitrach tries to find Hurling. And here is the big forehand for Tesh, but just out of reach. Wow, what an incredible play by Hurling in that point again.
Once again, Hurling providing some good top 10 material for all the broadcasters around the world.
Look at the replay again. She misses it, but doesn't lose sight of it and gets down to the ground. Wow. You can just see how much she enjoys coming back to Ultimate after 4 kids.
Absolutely.
Here is Calypso with a chance for a break. It would be crucial for them. High disc to Espitia. She comes down with it. Nice break throw to Alfonso, who returns the disc to Escobar. Alfonso has the disc again. A foul will be called on the mark, immediately uncontested. Escobar looking for the break side. There are some open receivers downfield. Oh, and here's a smackdown D by Jordan. Tesh picks up immediately, and here's a forehand into the end zone. It is wobbled, but Hurling is a scoring machine. How proud does her family have to be watching this game?
I feel like I'm repeating myself, but what an exceptional athlete are we witnessing here in Ireland. Limerick World Women Master Championship. She is just exceptional. Everything she does ends up like a top play for Sports Center, so amazing to witness her. And should we repeat that she gave birth to 4 kids?
And we will send liebe Grüße nach Berlin to her kids and her husband. And look at that one more time. Good slicey forehand from Tesh to Hurling. And jinX find themselves only 2 points away from taking this game home.
Looking forward to see if jinX will set up a zone defense or will they go with a matchup.
Seems like we will have Colorado pick up, and she puts one up straight away. That's a nice forehand, but a little too, the trajectory of it wasn't ideal, but it was a great look. She had 2 receivers underneath, but a bit too far for Vargas. But Colorado in a very favorable position, but jinX respond with a deep shot of their own. Great low grab by Kaufmann. She centers the disc immediately, and jinX go the other way. Illman looking for options. That's a high disc. Riedel able to hold on to it. And Illman was completely free. Oh, and here's a wobble by Kong. And Colorado. Great put in the middle to Vargas. That was a really nice pass, but unfortunately ends up on the ground. Wong with a forehand to Illman. Illman finds Kaufman. They keep moving downwind. And here is a score by Mittag. And jinX take it to game point.
So Calypso trying to set some kind of a zone defense. There were some switches, I believe, that were more likely not perfectly timed and understood, which opened some room for jinX handler to just move the disc down the road to the end zones in order to score their 14th point. And as you mentioned, 1 point shy of the 15-point mark that will give them the game.
And Etienne, this is why I love the Ultimate community. We have some jinX fan actually appreciating the plays of Calypso as well. Iris says, I'm a jinX fan, but that was a great throw and catch, Calypso. So isn't it lovely that we just all get to enjoy some great Ultimate? It is streamed for free at the WFDF YouTube channel all week. We have some great, exciting actions coming on later today. 2 more games streamed on 2 fields. Next up, on field number 1, we have a Masters Open game between Pacemaker and Still. On field number 11, we will have King Louis from US versus Dead Circus Canada. And then we will continue with some Masters Open pre-quarter. Yeah, the other pre-quarter. So pre-quarters in the Masters Open division are coming up at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock Irish time. In the meantime, Calypso with a huge gainer. They keep moving. Whitmer now with the disc. Examining her options. She goes backwards, but gets the disc immediately back over the first cup of jinX. Calypso now nearing their own end zone. And there's a wobble on the catch. That is unfortunate. They were doing really great. Tej picks up immediately. Jordan takes the forehand. But they will take it nice and easy. Very chill and conservative, just the way Germans like it. They keep swinging the disc, and here's the wobble from Tej that Calypso have been waiting for. Will they try to respond with a quick break? Whitmer picks up. Defense catching up quickly. She looks for the reset. Finds it in the hands of Londoño. And here's the high throw, and despite the foul on the throw, I think this will be called a point. Yes, it will. The players signal it on the field, and that's an important hold for Calypso. They worked so hard to get it down the field, lost it, but got a second chance and are able to reel it in. They add another one to the scoreboard. Here's Whitmer, who was trying to activate the dump, asking her to go to the break side. She did get it off to Londoño, and here is the high release.
So Calypso taking advantage of a unfortunate drop by jinX in their own red zone.
Yeah.
So really quickly putting the disc back into play, having it moving around and finding the target in the point zone. So good action, great possession by Calypso, scoring their 8th point, still trailing by 6.
That was Simpson with the last score. You might have had a chance to get a glimpse of the flags, who are hung up behind the stands here at field 1, going in all sorts of direction. I liked my fellow commentator Bjorn Shea describing the flags as forcing middle, because some of the flags on the right side are blowing towards the left side, some of the ones on the left side blowing into the right side. It's a crazy world here in Limerick. And jinX with another game point on their hands. They find Huyn for a gainer. Riedel swings it wide. This goes up. Mittag, can she get underneath it? Great layout save from Mittag. She's been huge for jinX. Riedel in the middle. Fakes big, goes for the forehand to Mittag. Mittag rips it with a big backhand into the end zone, and almost a grab. That could have been a spectacular fashion to end this game, but just out of reach. Was that Illman?
Number 20.
No, Backing, sorry, Maggie Backing.
It's a great put by number 4, Mittag.
Here is her layout grab again, but Calypso with a chance to stay in the game. They open up with a horizontal setup. Big fakes from the handlers, but it is Espitia who gets open. Espitia wants the deep shot, but unfortunately her teammate is covered. She will have to go backwards to Escobar. Escobar finds Alfonso. She continues to Garcia. And a wobble on the catch by Espitia. She's been doing so well down here for Calypso. jinX wastes no time. They go to Riedel. Riedel working with Kong. Kong back to Riedel. jinX knocking on the doorstep. Can they reel it in? No, they will go backwards one more time. And here's the big forehand into
77 Jordan.
Yes, that's Sylvia Jordan, who is usually in the handler space. That's why I didn't expect her in the end zone. But she gets the last point for jinX. They take the game 15-8 over Calypso. Calypso doing a great job, really forcing one more turnover in that potential game point, but jinX holding steady. They bring it in despite the short roster. We have fans from all over the world tuning in the chat, congratulating both teams on their excellent performance. We would like to thank you for watching the stream. We would like to thank you for engaging with us in the comments. My name is Rachel Toshnerova and I was here with
Etienne Fournier.
Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to tune in for the rest of the games here at Field 1. We are sending greetings from Sunny Sunny Limerick and checking out.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
fáilte.tv.
I saw it on Friday and I had water on it.